Now after the sack, Lance and the Niners staring up here at a 3rd and long.
And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Here we go.
So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16.
To throw, it's Lance.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. Myles Garrett, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. This will be fielded at the 17. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10.
Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10.
At their own 21. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
This defense for the Niners, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
First down.
Back to throw, Watson. Pressure comes, and down he goes.
Multiple players combined for their team's 1st sack of the game. They found his way into the backfield, and he simply would not be denied.
Well, they say that life's all about opportunities, and that holds true when you're playing defense as well. How about him seeing that chance, making the most of it, did a great job of wrapping him up and bringing him down.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Maybe a little over-anxious in the pocket there. He just didn't look comfortable on that throw.
No, he didn't, because it wasn't his normal fluid delivery. And I think you might have had it right. Wasn't really confident with what he saw downfield and almost felt like he wanted to pull that one back.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Play clock down to 2, and we get a signal and a timeout. And that's their 2nd charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. An extra DB for the 49ers now on 3rd. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Man open, that's Anthony Schwartz. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
We know play callers can be very creative in this game today, but sometimes when they've got receivers with speed like this, they don't need to design incredibly complex calls. Sometimes it's just get the ball in his hands and let him do his thing. In a sense, less can become more, and it was right there.
They run the option here on 1st and 10.
And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Deshaun Watson, his 19th touchdown now on the season.
And the Browns are on the board first here this afternoon. Now Cade York for the extra point.
He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either. And it's 7-0.
49ers nothing.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Throwing on 2nd and 3.
Lance. Now Lance unable to escape, and down he goes. Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Now after the sack, Lance and the Niners staring up here at a 3rd and long. Here's Lance.
Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. McCaffrey on the counter. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. They went counter there offensively, and a couple of defenders were on skates for a second.
They certainly were. And you know what offensive linemen love about the counters and the misdirections? Sometimes you don't even have to block the defender. He can run himself out of the play if he doesn't read his keys properly.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. He'll get a dozen there, and it's a 1st down, 49ers.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Play action. Now it's Lance.
That's going to be caught by Samuel.
And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago, because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Strikers, 3-3.
McCaffrey running up the middle. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
To throw on 2nd and 6.
Lance. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And the Browns are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
Watson's throw hauled in by Westbrook-Ikhine here.
And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds.
Second and 5.
Now Watson
Going out wide, finds Chubb.
and they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Now a first down throw, Watson. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 25 yards that time.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver, although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
This is caught. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. David Njoku. 31 yards. And the Browns go up by 2 touchdowns.
The full team is involved in this game early, aren't they? Go down the field, score on offense, take the ball away on defense, and go right back and score again. You got to like the way that's working for them.
That's exactly right. Touchdown, turnover, touchdown, 2-score lead. A little bit like you at breakfast this morning. I got to get this in. You had a perfect omelet, dropped it, so a little bit of a turnover. You went right back, though, and got that omelet and crushed it.
You got to do what you got to do, man. You got to do what you got to do.
A little worried about your hands, though.
Yeah. Well.
The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And he'll very wisely take a knee here as they'll bring this one out to the 25 on the touchback. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the plague did on the last one.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Off of play action, here's Lance.
And he will find his man on the outside. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. 3rd and 7 now. He caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this will be taken at the 13. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Nearly a huge return as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Browns drive about to get started.
And they do have terrific starting field position, but no timeouts to work with, so they'll need to operate quickly.
Watson on first down. Letting one fly deep for Cooper. And he's got it inside the 10. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Amari Cooper, 63 yards.
And the Browns will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point by York is up and good.
And that makes the score 21-zip. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it'll be second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
From the 29, Lance. Trying for Ayuk, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
After the interception, here's Watson.
And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
York able to send this one through,
and that will do it for this first half. So we come upon halftime, and it's the visiting Browns with the lead. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Browns drive about to get started. The third quarter starts with a run by Chubb. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. They run it again with Chubb. And some room to roam now. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland.
I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Extra point by York is up and good.
And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And he'll very wisely take a knee here as they'll bring this one out to the 25 on the touchback. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
There's a nice pickup right there. And after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
38. Ready?
From the gun, it's Lance. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk.
And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 35. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Up the gut, McCaffrey. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line.
The 71 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
2nd and 10 here as we roll along in quarter number 3 from Santa Clara.
Ultra. Go ultra.
This is McCaffrey on the give. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Throwing his Lance on third down.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Myles Garrett picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
Brings up fourth down.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Here comes Marquez Stevenson now from his end zone.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here.
And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36.
The Browns drive about to get started.
And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime. If you're a good football team, you spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments to prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively.
And finally, they get him to the ground, but it's all the way down at the Niners' 23-yard line. That one good for 37 yards.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And a short gain here, down to the 22. Defensively, Jimmy Ward in on the stop. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Oh, the keeper, this is Watson.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Deshaun Watson, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Browns look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side of this one.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
The throw over the middle taken in. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
David Onyemata there on the tackle.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
On play action, Lance. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And the Browns are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. But with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Deshaun Watson, 53 yards. And the Browns are closing in on a 9th victory on the year as they extend their lead. Extra point by York is up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
Well, I wish this staff luck as they try to find positives about this performance by their offense as we move through the early part of the fourth quarter. That sack, the latest example. Down by a boatload, this offense simply can't keep up, and the quarterback is still taking hits. I'd get the backups in there if it was me.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
The offense on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 19. The Lance going to throw. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here comes the 49ers punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. That's pulled in at the 32. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
The Browns drive about to get started.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
Now on 2nd and 13, Watson. And he will find his man Schwartz. That's complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 27 yards there, a 1st down.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the fourth, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off.
And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds.
131 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. They go with Chubb on second down. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Back-to-back one-yard runs here, so that leaves him with a third down and 8.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
49ers have an extra defensive back on the field. A nickel set for third down. Watson. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly as that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all three phases: offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one? You're exactly right. Clean sweep. And, boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down?
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Now a play fake. Lance.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Grant Delpit. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a